bookish friends! It's Heather. Welcome to Belle's Library. Today we are going to be talking about my 2020 year and where I'm at with all of the millions of series that I have started and not fully finished, to be quite honest. This is basically a series review video. We're going to be talking about series that I have completed this year. Series that I have at least finished up to where the books have come out so far. Maybe there's more books coming out like next year, but I'm caught up. We're also going to be talking about all the series that I still need to catch up, that I have started and finished at least one book of. Maybe more, but there's a lot more in the series that I haven't finished. And then we're going to be talking about some series that I have decided to DNF. To be quite honest, this video is really going to end up being kind of a shaming video because as I was going through and kind of writing this all out and trying to figure out where I was at with all the series that I have started this year, I realized that I have not finished any series this year. I have nothing in that category. There are no finished series. So yeah, I definitely need to work on that for next year. That can definitely go into one of my goals and will be talked about in my goal video. So let's move on to the next category here. This is all of the series that I am caught up on to this point with the books that are out for publication so far. So I have 4 series in this category, and I mean, that's not awful, but it's not great, and most of the series, I think it's because there's only one book out so far. And when we get to the next category, you will see that this is still very much a shaming video. So let's go ahead and start with A Song of Wraiths and Ruin. This came out this year, and I have read it, and it is a duology, and the next book is coming out, I believe, in June or July of next year, and so I'm definitely going to be picking this up. I will say that I really appreciate that some of the series that I picked up are only duologies, and the next book's coming out next year, so I should be able to actually finish those. Only one more book. So that is a good sign. So in the interest of time, I don't know that I'm going to give full synopses of these different series, but maybe I'll just try and think of like 3 words that will describe the series. So for this one, we'll say African folklore, games, and ancient mythology. Yes. This could be tricky. Next, I have Goddess in the Machine. This, I believe, is also going to be a duology by Laura Beth Johnson. I have read the first book, and the next one comes out, I think, around the same time next year, June, July area. So this one is sci-fi and Earth in like 3,000 years, or a different planet in 3,000 years, and cryogenic sleep. We also have, I think this one's called the Hollow Crowns series, and this is going to be a duology. And this one, Incendiary, I've read by Zoraida Cordova, and the next one's coming out next year. So I can't wait to get my hands on this one. This one is a fantasy. It is witchy. It is a rebellion, and there is some double-sided spy stuff going on. I guess it's not really 3 words that I'm going with, but 3 things-ish. The next series is called Kingdom of Cards, and I think this one's also a duology. I could be wrong. Maybe one of these has 3 books to it, but I don't totally remember. This one, Where Dreams Descend, I did finish. Janella Angeles is the author, and the next one comes out next year. And this one is Moulin Rouge, Phantom of the Opera, Magicians Competition. So those are the 4 series that I am caught up to at this point. The next section, I have 17? Yes, so the next section, I believe I have 17 series to talk about. And this is series that I have started this year, and there are books out, and a lot of them are finished series, and I have not finished them. Most of these I've probably read one book out of. Some of them I have read more. So we'll start with one that I just recently started. I think I started this one last week. The DNF'd trilogy. So this is going to be 3 books. And I have read City of Brass. And this is by S.A. Chakraborty. I can never say the last name. I actually need to reread this first book. I listened to it on audio and I just feel like there was a lot of things I missed. There's a lot of political stuff going on in this one. So I probably will reread City of Brass. But there's 2 more books in the series. We'll say Gin, political intrigue, several clans. Then I also started the Diviners series. I've read 2 out of the 4 books in this one, including The Diviners and Lair of Dreams. This one's by Libra. And this one, we've got 1920s, ghosts, mystery, paranormal, like, gifts that everybody has, like a group of them have. Next, we'll talk about the Heartstopper series. So this is a graphic novel series. I've read volume 1. I currently have volume 2 from my library to read, and I believe volume 3 is what's out so far, or volume 3 may not be out yet, but I'm pretty sure it is. So, really cute, romance, YA, sweetest characters ever in your life. Okay, and then we have the Ember and the Ashes series, and this is going to be 4 books. I have actually read 3 in this series, which is awesome. So we have An Ember in the Ashes, A Torch Against the Night, and A Reaper at the Gates, all by Saba Tahir. And A Sky Beyond the Storm is the last one. It just came out this month, and I'm pretty sure I'm getting it for Christmas. So once that comes in, I will be able to finish that series up. This one is warring classes. This one's always a hard one for me to explain. Masks who are very deadly. Internal turmoil to the max. There's a lot of people who are behind the scenes just fucking things up, man. I don't even know. Yeah. Another series that I actually am almost caught up on, I just finished the second book in the series, is the Wild series. So the first one is The Simple Wild, probably one of my favorite books of the year. The second one is Wild at Heart, which I just finished. There's a novella that has come out, Forever Wild, which I'm planning on getting to later this week. And that's all that's out so far. But now there's been an added book that's coming out next year, and it's going to follow one of the side characters within the Wild series. So this one, Jonah and Caliph, one of my favorite couples, Alaska wilderness, and flying planes. It's kind of fun to try to come up with 3 things to say, and that's how we're synopsisizing these things. Next is the Caraval series. So I have read Caraval. I own Legendary, and the last one, Finale, I haven't read or own. So I've read 1 book out of the 3 in this trilogy. Audience participation, huge island game show, and kidnapping, and sisters defending themselves from, or sisters, strong sister relationship. There we go. The Wayward Children series I also started, and I've read 2 books from. The first one, Every Hearted Doorway, and Down Among the Sticks and Stones. And I can't remember how many more are out at this point. I think the 5th or 6th one came out this year. So I've got a few to catch up on in this series. I actually was planning on reading a good chunk of them in January as part of a video idea that I have going on. So hopefully those will get finished up soon. This one, kids entering portals to other worlds. Very lyrical, home for kids that go through these portals. Another sci-fi one, I have Illuminae here by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, and I have read and loved this one, so why I have not continued, I don't know. Oh my goodness. This is going to be like an extremely large stack. So I did pick up Gemina because I loved Illuminate, and then the third book is Obsidio. So we have 3 books in that one, and space battleships, AI, Pandemic on a Spaceship, Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin. There's one more book out so far in this one, Blood and Honey, and also another one coming out in 2021. So I do need to catch up on this one because I really liked this one too. Witch marries Witch Hunter. Witch doesn't want to be a witch. Blood magic? I meant that. She does want to be a witch. She just doesn't want to be a part of her coven. I also started the Brooklyn Brujas series by Zoraida Cordova, which Incendiary is also by her. And this one I read Labyrinth Lost for one of my videos. It was Reading Like a Libra, so you guys might check out that video. I'll put it in the cards and down below. But that was a really fun video. And there are 2 other books in this series. So each book follows a different sister. And we have, Sister Witches, Coming of Age, and Magical Creatures. Seems about right. I also have the Anna series, which includes Anna Dressed in Blood and Girl of Nightmares by Kendare Blake. And I've read that one, but I haven't read this one. Obviously I have this one. And it's just the 2 books, so I really could catch up on this one pretty quick. These aren't super long books. Let's see. Yeah, it's like barely over 300 pages, so maybe I need to get on that. But this one is Ghost in a Haunted House, Ghost Hunter, and think Supernatural, the TV show. I'm not sure that giving these 3 words is actually making this video any shorter, but I'm kind of having fun with it. It's enjoyable. Didn't realize how many sci-fi trilogies, sci-fi series that I started this year. But here's another one, Cinder by Marissa Meyer. So this one, we have 4 books in the main series, I believe, but there are a couple other like more novella type books as well. And they are fairy tale retellings. We have cyborgs, and we have some kind of pandemic, epidemic thing. I never really remember, like, what's the difference between an epidemic and a pandemic? Is pandemic like around the world versus epidemic is like within a country or an area? This one's actually one that I am really excited to finish. I've been wanting to for a long time, and I've been thinking about the characters a lot lately and just really wanting to get back to it. But it's the Renegade series by Marissa Meyer, and this one has 3, and I've read the first 2, so I have read more than one, and I have the last book, although I don't have the first 2. I think I might be getting them for Christmas, though. And so Supernova is the one that I need to finish up. And this one, I think partially I didn't finish because I have listened to the other 2 on audio, and then the app I was using didn't have this one on audio yet, so maybe I'll look for an audio, but I definitely want to get to this one. Superheroes, but are they really superheroes? Villains, but are they really villains? And infiltration of the superhero government. Next is the Shades of Magic trilogy. I have read A Darker Shade of Magic, but I still need to get to these 2, and this one's by V.E. Schwab. Let's see. Multiple versions of our world. Dark magic. Adventure? Gosh, I am not going to be able to continue this. Oh my goodness. So the next couple I was kind of debating whether I was going to include them because I technically haven't read them this year. But I still have books within the series that I need to read, so I just decided I would talk about them. I have the Divergent series, which I've read Divergent and Insurgent, but I haven't read Allegiant or 4. This is a dystopian where we have 5 factions. It's been so long since I've read these. I think there's like some suppression and a romance. I guess that's what I'll give you. Don't remember all the details to give better details than that. And the other one is the Red Queen series. I've read the first 3, and I just need to get to War Storm. And I really enjoyed this series. I also really enjoyed the Divergent series. This was when I wasn't reading quite as much, and I just kept doing this. I would like read my way through, and I'd be super entranced in a series, and then all of a sudden the last one I'd like read like a chapter, and then I'd just be like tired of the series or something. So it's kind of nice that I do break up my series a little bit more now, but I actually need to finish some as well. So I still would like to be able to get through the rest of that series because I was enjoying it. This one, I remember there being like 2 different bloods, and one was like red and one was white. One was magical, one was not supposed to be. A lot of political stuff, and like a evil king. So the next few that I have are series that there are multiple books out, but they're kind of standalone books, and so I don't necessarily need to finish them to actually finish the full story, but I would like to get to more of them. So one of those was the Brown Sisters trilogy, and so each of the books is about one of the Brown sisters, and I've read Get a Life, Chloe Brown. There's also Take a Hint, Danny Brown, and I can't remember the last one. I don't know if that one's out yet, but it's about their youngest sister, I think Eve Brown, and I somewhat enjoyed Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I'm not like jumping to get into the next ones, but I know that a lot of people that liked maybe Get a Life, Chloe Brown a little less, they really like Take a Hint, Danny Brown, so I do want to get to it. This one is romance, and we've got sisters, we've got mental health and even physical health kind of rep in these, and biracial relationship, so that's good. Plus size character, good representation for sure. I also read one of the books in the Underdog series. I can't remember if it's the guy on the left or the guy on the right. There's a guy on the left, the guy on the right, and then the guy in the middle. So that's the 3 books in the series, and I really like this. I'm noticing that I do like new adult books, and this would fall into that. I've only read a couple, but I definitely want to explore that a little bit more, because The Simple Wild was new adult, and I adored it, and I really like this book as well. A guy in a band, meet at a party, really fun, cute romance. Kind of almost a friends to lovers. Oh, there's like an Instagram thing too. I read this one a while ago, so I'm trying to remember. And then Dimple and Rishi series. There is 3 main books in this one, I believe. And I've read When Dimple Met Rishi. And there's Something About Sweetie and 10 Things I Hate About Pinky, I believe. These are by Zendaya Menon, and I really enjoyed When Dimple Met Rishi. I remember laughing a lot when I was reading it, and it was really sweet and cute, and I definitely want to continue in this series. It's hard because it's like, do I think about the specific book in this one or try and think of the series, because they're all standalone. So I guess I'll just think of that specific book. We have family heritage, tech industry and school, and friends to lovers. And the very last category is series that I am probably going to DNF. And I'm not going to say forever because maybe I'll end up changing my mind, or I'll read this for some video, or I don't know. But I did read The Princess and the Fangirl. This is part of the Once Upon a Con series, and it has 3 books, and this is actually the second one, but you can read them all individually. And this one was okay. I have heard that the first one's better. I haven't really heard a lot about the third one, which is the one that I'm most interested in, because it is Bookish and the Beast, and it's like a Beauty and the Beast type one. But yeah, I mean, it was just okay. So I'm just like, would I enjoy it that much? It did feel a little young for me, and I don't super, like, you know, it's like a Comic-Con type thing, and I don't know if that's totally for me. So I'm not sure that I'm going to continue that one. I'm not even sure. I might end up DNFing these 2 because I haven't finished them in so long, and I don't know if I would even remember enough to go back and read the last of the book, and then that would require that I reread through the whole series. So still debating on these ones as well. But that is my series review of all these millions of series that I just talked about. I think there's like 23. Let me see. So that is 22 series that I have talked about with you guys today. And we are going to definitely make some changes as far as finishing up some series next year and not starting a bunch of new ones if I haven't actually finished some of these, because this is crazy. And I want to say that I've actually finished these because I've enjoyed so many of these series and characters, and I just want to be in their worlds more. And I need to stop finding new characters that I love as well until I finish some of these. Okay, anyways, I hope you guys are having a wonderful reading time, and I will talk to you guys later.